Alright, thanks for watching, thanks for stopping by. In this video, I just wanted to cover 3 different major scale shapes that I use all the time when I'm learning new songs, whenever I'm playing bass. I played for a lot of years before anyone showed me these shapes, and once they did, it really helped unlock moving around the fretboard, being able to go from, down here on those lower notes to up here into this register. So I'll get into the 3 different shapes in a second. The first one's going to be that, first position, this one. So if you're already real familiar with that, you can kind of skip ahead to the other 2 shapes. They'll be going over 2 octaves. But before I even get into the shapes, I thought I'd just mention really quick too the kind of major scale formula and where it all comes back to. I'll start on a G. Now, in that major scale formula, the way I like to remember it and understand it is that whole, whole, half. Whole, 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 half. And so if we're going from a G note, you're doing a whole step, another whole step. So a whole step just being skipping 1 fret to the next. So whole step, half step, whole step, whole step, whole step, half step. So if I'm playing in key of G, it just gives you all the notes in the key. All right. So we have G, A, B, C, D, E, F sharp, G. So that's the G major scale, but that formula works, wherever you start playing it, and you play the notes according to that formula. If we start on F, whole, whole, half, whole, 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 half, right? Then the F major scale gives you all the notes in the key of F. I'll start on a G, and this one you want to use that 1 finger per fret. So I'll start with my 2nd finger on G. The next note's going to be a whole step, so we'll go up to that 5th fret, A, with the pinky. Right. Then we'll go backwards. We're going across to the A string and the 2nd fret with your 1st finger. So we had, and then next 2nd finger again. So every note that lands on this 3rd fret is going to be played by your 2nd finger. Any note that lands on this 2nd fret, you play with your 1st finger, so 4th, right? Any note on the 4th fret, played with the 3rd finger. 5th fret, play with your pinky. All right, and the frets will change if you're moving the scale around to different places, but the same fingers you always keep the same. So that's your next one. Right, for 3rd fret, 2nd finger, and then we'll go up again. 5th fret with the pinky. Then next we have a 2nd fret again, 1st finger, then up a whole step, right, and then half step. So that gives us to the octave, and then we'll keep going up. So 2nd fret again, 1st finger, whole step, and then half step. And from there, once we got to the octave, the pattern just is going to repeat. The major scale only has those 7 different notes to it, right? We had 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Then once we get up 8 notes, we're up to our octave. So it's just the same thing. So G to G. And after you get to that octave G, the notes just repeat again. Cool. So on this 2nd shape of the major scale, it's going to be going over 2 octaves. And instead of it's not going to be so much that 1 finger per fret thing anymore. I'll be skipping different fingers for this one. And I'm still going to be playing G major scale. So we're starting on G, and I'm going to start with my first finger. And then this one, I like to skip to my second finger for the next note. And then I'll skip my third finger and go up to my pinky. So we'll go whole step, and then I'll go to the A string back here to the third fret, and we're going to play the same thing. So whole step, and then we go to the next string, fourth fret, and I'll play that with my first finger, and I'll just slide it up half step. So that gives us the first octave, right? So we have G, A, B, C, D, E, F sharp, G. It's the same as this. All right, so once we got to that first octave, like I said before, once you get here, all the notes repeat. So we're really going to play the same shape. So we had our first finger, second finger, fourth finger, and then same thing, skip to the next string, same three notes. Well, the same three kind of distance to the notes. First finger, second finger, fourth finger. And for the last two, I usually jump all the way up with my first finger and then play this last half step like this. First finger to second finger. You can also just slide up again. Whatever you want to do for that one, I think is fine. And then going descending, usually a bit more tricky, but I'll go backwards from here to my first finger, and then just getting back into this position with your fourth finger, second finger, first finger. Using all the same fingers to go back down. So here that is that whole shape one more time. All right. And I'll show you the third major scale shape that I like to use, and then I'll give you some practice ideas for each one of these. So this third major scale shape is going to look similar to the second one, but what we're going to do is start on our first finger on the G, and then we're just going to slide it up a whole step, and then do third finger, fourth finger. So this one again. So we have whole step, half step. And then we're going to go to the next string, and it's actually going to be the same shape. So we're going to go to D here, so fifth fret, then slide that first finger up again, and then another whole step, and then half step. And that gets us to our octave G. So we had so your fingers are doing the same thing on both sets of strings. Slide up the first one, whole step, half step. Next one we'll slide up, whole step, half step. Okay, from this point, it's really similar. We're just going to change up two things here. So we're going to go next string. This one's on the 7th fret. So first finger, slide up again, and then instead of doing a whole step after this, we're doing a half step, and then a whole step. So this string here, and slide up, half step, whole step, and then we'll go to the next string, again with our first finger, and this one's no sliding, it's just a whole step, half step, and that got us to our second octave. So descending, you can descend this one kind of different ways, or at this point you can start to mix it up with the other scale and go maybe up one way, go down that second position here. Here's descending with the third shape. And I'll go back up again. So those were the 3 different shapes for the major scale. Those were all starting from G, so it's good to practice those in different keys. I'll show you a little bit. I'll go through a little bit of that, but here's some other different things I like to do when practicing these. And if you're just going over these for the first time, if you're really new to playing bass, take it super slow. Play with a metronome. Take as slow as you want. And this is what I did as well when I started learning the major scale and learned these different shapes, is I'll play them and not just say the note, but actually say the number of the note within the scale. So here's an example of maybe how I'd practice that first position one again. So just saying the note names out loud as you're playing: G, A, B, C, D, E, F sharp, G. Probably even better to kind of sing along with it. I'm not going to do that right now for you, but at least say the note names: G, A, B, C, D, E, F sharp, G, A, B, C. All right, say them backwards as well: C, B, A, G, F sharp, E, D, C, B, A, G, F sharp, G. And then the numbers: 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 1, 2, 3, 4. And you can say the higher numbers once you get up here too: 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. Right, that's when you start getting into those extensions, and if you're playing along with extended chords. So 11, or 4, 3, 2, 1, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. So saying those along. And here's a couple different things you can practice as well with just the finger shapes and getting comfortable with playing these, and just helps your finger dexterity as well. So instead of just playing one note after the other, get really comfortable with that first, but then start mixing it up. You can play, skip through different notes. So you can play like the third intervals. So what I'm doing there is just skipping from, starting on the first note, going to the third note of the scale, then going to the second note, to the fourth note, from the third note to the fifth note. And that's giving you it's called thirds. So we're going up a third each time. There's another way you can practice, is going just up 3 notes and then back to the first one. So 1, 2, 3, 1, and then go up to the second note, 2, 3, 4, 2. Keeps going like that. 3, 4, 5, 3, 4, 5, 6, 4. All right, 5, 6, 7, 5. Right, and then you can speed that up as you get more comfortable with it, but at first just start super slow. And what I would even do before going there, if you are super new to this, or even if you're not really new to it, you just didn't practice it very much, is take it really slow with the metronome. So if a metronome's playing quarter notes, just stay on one note for a while, alternating your fingers. So playing like 1, 2, and 3, and 4. Then go up to the next note. Stick on each one for a while. If you're just getting comfortable with each note, gives you enough time to think of which ones. You think of which note's coming next. And if you can keep the metronome on the same tempo and just play each note 2 times. If doing this is, still gonna be a while before it's quick for you or seamless, then just hang on each note for a while. The goal is not, to get super fast with it and shred through them right away if it's not gonna be clean or sound good. Same thing if you're going up to the second type of shape that I went over. Right, this one. This is a really big hand stretch. All right, going backwards. You can do the same thing with thirds. Keep going up with it. Once you get the shapes down, you get all the notes down under your fingers. Eventually you want to start just improvising, making up your own lines. They don't have to be the most incredible thing, but just having fun with, using the scales to make music. So that was just playing through the major scale and just making stuff up, right? So those are the 3 shapes. The stuff that I really use all the time is that second shape. And like I said, saying the note names out loud. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 1. I use this all the time when I'm learning these songs. And I'll just move that around. Even if I'm just figuring out a song for the first time, I'll usually start just, plucking through, trying to figure out a couple of the notes that are in a key. And then I'll just play through that kind of major scale shape just to see if all the notes kind of work out. So those are the 3 major scale shapes I like to use all the time. Hopefully that was helpful. Maybe I'll do another video with that, just going over how the different chords and arpeggios, also relate back to the major scale. So thanks for watching, and